Alright, let's do it again. Okay, so Rug Royal Midrange. So we are playing midrange control in Modern. This is a little bit more aggressive than the versions I'm used to playing, but we're going to rock on in here with it. So we're playing blue, green, and red. A lot of the good 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana interaction and threats. So this is similar in construction to some of the Uro control decks, but pulled down a little bit more aggressive. So we do have the Ice-Fang Coatl, we do have the Wrenn and Sixes, but we've also got Tarmogoyf. So this is a 2 mana beater that is just a tremendously large creature a lot of the time. We're playing 4 copies of Lightning Bolt, 2 copies of Skred here as some interaction and big ol' removal, as well as our Arcum Astrolabe to tie the room together. And then way at the top, we're playing Bloodbraid Elf, which really incentivizes us to play a high density of 3-drops. Bloodbraid Elf having the Cascade mechanic means when you play this card, you're going to flip cards from the top of your library until you hit a card that costs less, and then you can cast that card. So we want to have as many 3-mana hits as possible. So we have Archmage's Charm, which even though it is a counterspell, we can draw 2 cards if we hit that. We've got Blood Moons to pick on some of the unfair mana bases in the format. We've got one of my favorite new mid-range cards to play with, Tireless Tracker. One of my favorite mid-range cards that is new to play with, Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. And then we've got 2 copies of Royal Scions, which is a fantastic little planeswalker with very high loyalty, can affect our combat creatures as well as helping us draw to cards we might need at certain points of the game. And we've got some Cryptic Commands clunking around here at the top slot. 2 copies of Mystic Sanctuary in our land base, and hopefully with Wrenn and Six and that, we should be able to make this work. Not enough Goyfs, I agree with you. But this is the most aggressive version of this archetype I've found a good list for, and the one I'm going to play tomorrow for Friday Night Magic is going to be the even more controlling version, so we're not going to get 2 more Goyfs than this week at least. So this seems like a pretty cool thing to be doing here in Modern. This was in 20-something place in the most recent challenge, and it actually seems to be a lot like my Temur Urza deck with Wrenn and Six that I enjoy playing, except without the artifact package, just with more interaction control elements. This is probably where that archetype would get pushed if I were to streamline it fully and decide that the Urza part wasn't worth it. So the Temur Urza deck is only splashing red for Galvanic Blast, and that seems to be the right place for that build. And then if you want to do Cryptic Command, Archmage's Charm, things with Wrenn and Six, this seems like the kind of deck that you are supposed to do that with. Then our sideboard, for some reason, we've got Force of Vigor. I'm not exactly sure what this is for, but we're going to play it today, as well as a lot of other good mid-range cards for the Modern format. So let's hop into our league and see how she goes. We've got the often unseen Alpine Moon. So 1 day and 6 hours for this Modern Super Qualifier. So that is at 2 a.m. on Friday. I'm not playing that one. But maybe this one, 3 days, 13 hours. No. Maybe the Modern Challenge. Is that on Saturday morning, I assume? I think that's on Saturday morning. But we're going to hop into a league now. We had an astoundingly good night last night here on stream, wrapping up the 4-color Iceberg League, and then rolling into the mono or the green splash blue control deck with Trinisphere. And we got raided by Viral Drake, picked up a bunch of followers. It was a really great time. See if tonight can be as successful with this, and then Jund Death Shadow, where we're just going to try to kill people. Ooh, long queue. Tunneling Cat still doing it at the top of that trophy leader, but Ivan Catanduva Brazil, I assume, still it's giving them a run for their money with just racing up to 27 trophies. There used to be nobody who was higher than 20 when Tunneling Cat was at 27, but they haven't been able to move. Won the die roll. I'd like to play first. Well, yes, thank you, Moto. I don't think I can keep this hand, so we've got 2 draws at another land, but if I don't hit it, I'm going to be in trouble. Being on the play is good, but if I get thoughts seized, if I get thought seized, they're going to be in trouble, so I think I'm going to ship this one. That's much better. So we're going to send one of these fetches, probably the Vista. No, the Forest, because this way I can get running islands here. We are playing Mystic Sanctuary in this deck. Verdant Catacombs into no discard spell. Josh, I do believe my opponent's deck is broken. Once the world has gone less crazy, Jash, you can borrow my copies of Uro and try out all sorts of these temur, Bloodbraid, etc. piles. Okay, so this could be black-green Titan. Could be a lot of stuff. Not going to make any assumptions about what my opponent is playing yet, but I am going to fetch an island, play Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. Get myself another dual land in play. I should have picked up the Misty before I did this, but probably going to be fine. Probably just fine. The prerogative to have a little fun and... Alright. Looks like black-green Titan. Smells like black-green Titan. So we're going to be looking to pick up an Archmage's Charm, Cryptic Command, Blood Moon, Bloodbraid into Blood Moon. I think with Blood Moon looking so good on this board, there's a chance that I'm supposed to start fetching for it. So I'll get a forest on this one. I can get another island on the next one. So we've already got the 3 islands in play. Okay, I'm going to play Bloodbraid first. Bloodbraid is stonewalled by this Dryad, huh? That sucks. So if I play Bloodbraid and I don't flip into anything particularly good, we're probably just dead here. And there aren't really that many good flips, but I guess Lightning Bolt will kill the Dryad because I have Wrenn and Six, so Let's get lucky. Skred. So we're going to hold priority. Cast Skred. Crack my land. Okay. So allow the land to resolve. Get myself a land. Sorry, allow the fetch to resolve. Get myself a land. Allow the Skred to resolve. Allow my Bloodbraid to resolve. And then we ping. So essentially functioned like my good boy Lightning Bolt there. So that was a reasonable sequence of events. The downside will be if we get tightened here, but there's only so that we can play through. What? Yep. And here comes the field. Okay, yeah, they have it. Good. Thought for a half a second maybe they wouldn't have the Primeval Titan on 6 mana, but they always do. Double field! Oh my god. Yeah. This is how the black-green Titan deck functions. Goodness gracious, that is flooding like the Nile over here. Okay, let's rip Cryptic Command. Bloodbraid could flip Blood Moon. I could Mystic Sanctuary Skred on top of my deck, then play Bloodbraid, which is a really neat line. But since I don't have enough islands in play, it doesn't matter. The Cinder Glade will come in untapped. Yeah. So I have at least two snow-covered 3/6. Oh! Well, son of a gun. Hot dog. We have a wiener. So let's pick up a Misty. The mistiest of rainforests. So my opponent now has access to a single green mana, and should they decide to attack with their Primeval Titan, they will get to fetch more green mana and or black mana. But our surprise Sneck will be able to eat their Primeval Titan. So, not doing great here, but not at the end of the world. If they want to kill my Wrenn and Six, they certainly can. Go get a Bajuka Bog. Do it. Bog me, baby. Alright, so we really need to draw an Astrolabe, or there are 2 snow-covered forests in this deck. Cool. Lonely Sandbar would also be fine. Okay, so everything's going at my dome. Got it. So we're just going to go full blocks. Take 9? Yeah. Could use Wrenn and Six to ping down a zombie here. Oh my goodness. Oh, why? Oh, it's so big. Why is it also so big? Alright, so no matter what, we're pretty dead here. Even Cryptic. I need like Astrolabe into Cryptic. And then I can't recur. Yeah. Tough one. Tough one. Blood Moon came down a turn late. 2 turns too late? No, just 1 turn too late. Double field is so good. We do have Alpine Moon in the sideboard here, so definitely got some okay tools. Okay, that's like half of what I needed to draw. Oh wait, so we're dead. If I had a way to get another green mana, I would be able to cast Uro and Bolt. But I think, yeah, we're just dead here. All right, moving on to game 2. Tough one. So Alpine Moon seems good, Pillage seems good, Gust seems good, Ashiok seems good. I think that's it. Yep. I want to say Goyf's out? Could that be correct? Skred. Oh, Skred is definitely better than Lightning Bolt around. I love going Bolt to the dome, but all right. Let's roll into game the second. See what my black-green Titan opponent can throw at me this time. Yeah, we'll keep this one. It's not the best, but we got stuff to do. So I think we're going to Misty for Breeding Pool on turn 1, because that gives us the opportunity to Sandbar into Wrenn and Six and cast it. Search for Tomorrow enters exile. If only I had copies of Teferi Time Rattler. All right. If I'm going to play Alpine Moon sort of optimally, probably should do it. No, I don't need to do it now. So I think the more turns I give them to go for it, the better for them. I could get the Steam Vents and then play this Alpine Moon, but yeah, let's just pass here. Two Search for Tomorrows. That's something. So next turn they can have 4 mana, which is significant. We'll have Archmage's Charm, so I think I'm going to be okay with that. We'll see. Do. course, it's a Dryad. Oogie, get out of here, nerd. Okay, so I can go Misty, Alpine Moon on field, and then Archmage's Charm and Misty and Mystic my Archmage's Charm. Cools. Try to tighten me now. I mean, obviously they can still cast it, but field, yeah. Get the field. Get it out of here. Different than Blood Moon, they can still bag me, Bajuka bag, and just beat me up with that, but it doesn't actually kill me, so that's alright. If they bog me this turn, I can hit the Mystic Sanctuary and just flip my Archmage's Charm back on top, so should be okay as long as they don't have Cavernous Souls here. Pre-land drop fetch. Are they roying me, or are they doing something for 5 mana? No, of course. Okay. So get the Mystic Sanctuary, put my Charm on top. Fire off my Charm. Alright, what do you got, nerd? Do they has more Titan? They do not. Alright. Would like to draw some cards. 1 land, please. Neither of those are lands. 1 land, please. Alright. So, I can... I do not actually have a way to prevent a Titan this turn. Their Field of the Dead is off. So I think Tracker, Wrenn and Six, pick up Lonely Sandbar, and I can cycle that still this turn, is the most value I can get. I don't know if that's worth it, quote unquote, but that's how we gonna do. So good luck me. The other option is to play Royal Scions or Uro and try to pick up a counter, but I think we're happy to do this way. After this turn, we are going to be in tremendously good shape. So this is their opening to really slam us. So we'll see what they've got here. There's tons of horrifying things that can happen to me. Let's start with them tapping mana. Abrupt Decay, my Alpine Moon. Yeah, this is the way it starts. They can Titan double field and get a million zombies. Great. Jeez. Yep. Okay. So we got to try to get to Cryptic next turn. Because it's basically... I guess I could have brought in the Anger from the sideboard to deal with residual zombies when this happens. It's not a cryptic. Also not a cryptic. Not a cryptic. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can draw one more card. They don't actually kill us this turn. They're just going to put a million more zombies into play and get to bog me. So I think we have to draw. Try to hit something. If I hit a Blood Moon, I can Ice-Fang and Blood Moon. Currently don't have a way to... Okay, that's one of the things that could work. So let's get an island. Trigger. Green blue up here. I might have to trade my Tireless Tracker for 2 health. Oh crap! They're gonna fetch in response here and just kill me. Got it. I think we're just dead if that happens. Yeah, they have exactly... Oh, they didn't. Interesting choice. Okay, so we might be kind of maybe okay. We'll see. Pretty sure I still have to trade my Tireless Tracker for next to no value. I was quite easily still in a lot of trouble here, but... Quite easily still very dead. If they have Abrupt Decay or anything else like that, we still get wrecked. Oh, please, no. Yeah, they're just going to have it all. Alright, I just want to draw one card before we die. Damn. Black-Green Titan, every time I play against that deck, it just seems really, really good. It feels like they never have to mulligan. And it feels like they have really good tools out of their sideboard. What is up, Larynx Punchworthy? I am 0-1 in this league, though, despite the fact that the bot is not telling you that I am in a tournament. We just got 2-0'd by Black-Green Field, or Black-Green Titan. This is an okay hand. Well, this deck is not playing black Larynx Punchworthy. So... I mean, it easily could. I'm just saying this one's not actually playing black as the base. It is playing Astrolabe and it's playing fetch lands. It wouldn't be hard to splash black, but no, this isn't Iceberg. Iceberg was playing a Maelstrom Pulse in the sideboard, by the way. Ah, the Slow Goose. It's going to be Emery? Yeah, cool. So, I know what I'm bolting. Wow. And in theory, if there's an Urza next turn, I can Skred it, which is kind of good. Skred it is, of course, the snow subreddit. If there is a snow subreddit and it's not called Skred it, that is a huge miss, by the way. This is Urza? This is Urza, we kind of get to wreck them. Oh my god. Oh, please. Please Urza me. Oh, Uro. Out of the graveyard already. Crap. Yeah, that was not something I was thinking of, so I really should have killed that goose, huh? Yeah, whoops. Could be called Dark Depths. Yeah. I mean, the Iceberg deck is good, and this does look very similar. This has a lot of the same good cards in it. All right, so I guess we're probably going to end up killing that goose late. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can only get up to 5 for this Skred next turn. So we're probably going to end up beating Uro by blocking it with the Ice-Fang Coatl. So I think I want an island here, because eventually I'm going to want to be able to rebuy Skreds. I don't have any red sources in my hand, although I don't need double red, but I do need double green eventually. So, well, that's an all right pickup. Okay, so we can play this, pass the turn. So if Uro attacks, they're going to get to draw another card. Actually, it's probably right to play the Coatl while they're tapped down. They do have a reasonable amount of counter magic, but they don't have that much removal. If they have their Galvanic Blast right here, right now, it's going to suck for me, but okay, doesn't look like it. Yeah, we're okay. I just think it was correct to sneak it in under the counter magic because they're very likely to leave all their men up and then attack with Uro. What? Grinding Station in Temur Uro. I really hope they're not playing Breach. Okay. So I think we're okay here because they don't have the extra mana. They do have a Mox Amber. Oh shoot, they do have the extra mana because they have an Uro. Well, crap. That's a really crazy juke that I was not expecting at all. And they just combo us down here? Wow. We're probably just dead. I think ... is probably the correct reaction to this game. So we do have Ashioks in our sideboard, so that's good. And Klothys and Grafdigger's Cage. Aether Gust, Anger, Force of Vigor. So we got lots of stuff going on. I love that they're using Uro for this. I'm sticking in this to see their deck list. And because they're going to use way more time off clock than we are, so. What part of this is a story that is worth telling? Not something you've ever seen before. I mean, I guess. It feels like a pretty natural evolution that someone would try. Yeah, that's true. Although I think Jank is more up their alley than Juke. No Thassa's Oracle yet. I'm sure it's in there. Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Just prepping everything for the eventual screenshot here. They're down to 4 cards. Did they forget their Thassa's Oracle in their binder? That's the question. If it's the last card in their library, are they screwed here? I mean, they could just pass the turn and win next turn. Unless I draw a counter. There's a Sigh. I don't think they can win this turn now. Yeah, they can attack with Uro, but they're going to be in a different phase. So they're going to lose all the mana? And they only have one more blue. Oh, the other goose, but I can bolt the goose that can tap. I think they're screwed, actually. Don't scoop to the combo, friends. It is apparently not quite deterministic. Yeah, I think we might have won this game because the Oracle is the literal last card in their decks. We had like a 1 in 47 chance of that happening. If they attack with Uro, they lose. The funny thing is, if they don't attack with Uro, they can much more easily win. Okay, so they go to the beginning of combat. So we go tap for red, bolt your goose. Oh, shoot. I should have done that after they declared their attacker. So I just screwed myself out of the game win, I think. Which is kind of funny. Oh, we could draw a counter. That feels fair, though. Yeah, I think I just beat myself. Yeah, I mean, it feels bad. I talked about the line and I wasn't specific enough, and I think we lose because of that. Is there any... There's no way I can draw cards. Skred's live against Uro. Is it? It's only dealing 4. I can make it deal 5. I can't get to 6. I don't think that's right. Unless I'm counting wrong. Oops. It's okay. We had a crazy win in a situation where it was going to be this messed up, non-deterministic situation, and somehow we still managed to lose it. Thought the forest was on the battlefield. That makes sense. Kind of. Damn it. All right. So I goofed that up. I could have won that game, but I did not. Actually, that's not necessarily true. There's no guarantee that they were actually going to attack there. I don't think we want Blood Moon in this matchup. They're an Astrolabe deck with a crazy-ass kill. I think I do want Skred for their bigger things. Probably cut 1 Royal Scions and 1 Bloodbraid Elf here for what I brought in. Yeah. That was a 1 in a million shot. I should have had that game, and if I had thought about it for a half a second more, would have been okay. And also my sideboarding, because I probably should have brought in Klothys there. But this hand is good, so at least we got that going for us. Is Pillage worth? I don't think so. Force of Vigor was probably worth it, though. If I had thought about my sideboarding for another second. I had a lot of time, so I don't know. Sometimes you just start making decisions too quickly because a bunch of bad stuff happens. They got their combo on us out of nowhere when they had all their mana. And that's a really good juke for that deck, though. Because nobody's expecting that. I could guarantee you that very few people would see Temur or Urza deck start and assume that they are about to get breach comboed. And their Emery didn't mill any pieces to tip us off. So they got a little bit lucky. Wait, pretty sure I want to shock one of these. Because I want to have Skred up for a Emery. I can't believe we had that game somewhat okay, and then damn it. For some reason I was thinking like we were boarding against the normal one, and I didn't consider Force of Vigor. I've never played with this card before, but I really should have brought it in here. It's not like we're toast or anything, but it's not looking good. And before you... what? Their incentive to attack was to win that turn without me untapping and having a counterspell with all my blue mana that my deck was playing. I'm firmly of the belief they would have attacked if I hadn't killed their goose before they attacked with Uro. I think if you have the opportunity to win that turn like that, you do it. The grinding station is super sick in their deck because they get to escape Uro very consistently. Sure. Yeah, I know, but they draw the Thassa's Oracle and they kill me that turn. Like, they don't care about the Uro connecting. It draws their last card, and then they go post combat, cast Oracle, you lose. And I only had 1 mana up to interact with that. They did have mana though. They had the Goose and they had the Mox Amber. No, bolting the Goose stopped them from having the mana that turn. That's why I should have done it with the draw trigger on the stack. And then they have 0 cards in their library. They don't have the mana to cast the Oracle. And then, anyway. Well, shoot. I guess I could take their Goose. Think I'm supposed to draw 2? Because if they have the combo, they don't need the Goose to do it. I think they're just going to go nuts next turn. They needed their Uro alive to win, if at all. Why? Oh, because if I block with the... Yeah, I understand what you're saying now. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, they weren't going to attack there, so it didn't matter. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Yeah, so either way, if they do anything, then they lose mana to do it. So that makes sense. Okay, so we weren't going to win that anyway, is what you're saying? Well, I'm glad my brilliant line that I came up with was non-functional anyway. They have a lot of basics in their deck. This is awesome. This is really well constructed. I wish I had taken that screenshot. I meant to, and then I completely forgot about it because I was tanking on the fact that we were maybe going to win. We weren't actually ever going to win there, but it kind of seemed like we might. If we had top decked the counterspell, we would have gotten it, which would have been sick. And now I desperately need a way to deal with their board. So 1 more land, One more snow permanent means Skred is good to go here. And I can reset the Skred with a Mystic Sanctuary. So we can Skred the Sai. Yeah, okay. So we Skred the Sai. It's going to deal 5. Mystic Sanctuary. Reset Muskred. Play an Ice-Fang Coatl. Surprise. Is a snack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, cool. And we Skred the Ural. We crack in for 5, which is pretty. Oh, sorry, 4. Snack does not have haste. That was a pretty good sequence. There's a good chance they get their Uro back again. But then there's a reasonable chance I can Skred again. EE, yep, so this is going to get them there. Because they can grind their EE into delicious, delicious cards. Oh my god, did we lose again? No way. Oh. You've got to be kidding me. Man, this deck is really good. Or lucky. No, I've never read any chess literature. Yeah. So I think we just got O forward. What makes you think of chess literature at this moment? Yeah, that would have been really unhelpful. Question, exclamation point, or even question. but I made it sound like it was question, which I'm sure is some kind of short form for chess logic. Got it. Well, I was making it sound like a horrendous mistake because I didn't understand all the variables that were in play in the situation, even though it was very obvious to me. It was obvious once you pointed out that, like, oh yeah, that line doesn't work at all because of reason X. Yeah, I understand. Okay, so we're not going to be able to see everything this time, but... And this is post-board. I wish I had seen the pre-board, but... Well, rough start for the league with Temur Scions midrange. These Bloodbraid Elves are like, and like, it's a combination of my draws, but like, I am not 100% sure how this deck did as well as it did. We played against the Titan deck. Our Blood Moon was inconsequential because of the timing of it. Having these Bloodbraid Elves in our hand where we're not disrupting them first, like Jund does, feels very strange. It is well constructed in terms of what the output of the Bloodbraid Elf is likely to result in is reasonably good, but the rest of the deck I'm not sure. But then again, it's a sample size of 2 so far, and our luck has not been the super greatest. Alrighty. No, that's completely reasonable. And you're just usually not going to give it to you during the match, but it's not a ruse. I did find that deck list cool. If you're talking about in like a tournament, that's like not illegal. I don't think they can give you a note from outside the game technically, but I've asked people for their deck list a bunch of times, and not because it's a ruse, because I'm like literally legitimately interested in what they did, and I want to check it out. So this ended up being a pretty poor hand, but Uro might be able to come back. Yeah, no, I definitely could have. I just chose not to because of the frustrating and humiliating loss that I felt like I suffered. Choosing to play the Breeding Pool on turn 1, I'm not planning on cycling this Lonely Sandbar on 2. And depending on what they play here, I'm pretty sure I won't have to have Bolt ready to go. Well, I don't plug my stream in every match, and that one was very, like, I don't know. It didn't feel interactive. It didn't feel like I showed anything particularly interesting. I just don't think the person would be particularly incentivized to check out anything that we do here. Okay, so there is no instant in the graveyard, so bolting that is not going to kill it. Art on Lonely Sandbar just always makes me feel calm. Happy little seagull. Okay. I think I'd rather get that into play. Skidoosh. Whew, this deck has been drawing really poorly too, it feels like. I had to mull my opening 7, and then I had a 6 that was medium, and we got Thoughtseized. More Tranquil than Tranquil Thicket? I think Tranquil Thicket's pretty good. It's got a babbling brook up in there and everything. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Sure. You already know. They already know about the 2 lightning bolts, so. Stack looks like Blue Jund. Yeah, it kind of is. Oh, they royed me. I thought they were going to miss their land drop. I thought we had more hope. Well, that's a really good pickup. So, playing the Snow-Covered Island, the reason I paused there for a half a second is playing the Snow-Covered Island tells them the last card in our hand, the what we drew. But it also means that my Ice-Fang will be on here without having to use my fetch land for it, which I'm pretty excited about, because the fetch land can now be a Mystic Sanctuary, which there aren't any good permanents in my graveyard, right, or spells in my graveyard right now, but there soon could be. Yep. Well, I mean, it's a pretty okay top deck, so 2 or more basics. So I have 2 basics, so I can painlessly slam this Bloodbraid Elf this turn. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get maximum value here. Let's freaking do it. I mean, that's not minimum value. Man, my deck just wants to burn. I think I'm supposed to swing here. I think I can take the hit back. I too feel uncomfortable casting Cascade cards. I saw this deck that had done well in the Super qualifier, so I wanted to pick it up and try it. I think I definitely prefer Jund to this, although Jund didn't do as well. I think that the stack-based interaction is really important right now. Is our opponent going to have main deck Huntmaster here? Bloodbraid? Oh yeah, of course. Wrenn and Six, sure. They went to 11. I can hit them for 3 and then go bolt, bolt, ping. So I almost can kill them here, which is pretty incredible. But unfortunately, I'm not going to have a way to pick up the last land. I think I'm supposed to play Misty Rainforest, attack them for 3, play the Wrenn and Six, pick up Lonely Sandbar, and then potentially next turn we can kill them, depending on some small decisions they make. Because I can reset a lightning bolt. So if they don't kill me this turn, and we have another attack with Bloodbraid, so we'll see. If they sack the peatland here, that's a good start for us. We're going to combat first. So I think, yeah, no, I don't think. I have to kill this Bloodbraid Elf. So, because they're both, yeah, okay. So I have to kill their Bloodbraid Elf. Skadoosh. I'm not dead yet. If they kill me during combat, just bolt. Yeah, so that's going to kill my Bloodbraid, most likely. And then I'll be one point off from killing them as is. Yeah. So there are a bunch of draws in the deck that can get me there. To ping me, sure. So I'm going to fetch Mystic Sanctuary. Reset my bolt. Cycle Sandbar. Surprise! It's a bolt. Royal Scions is not gonna do it. I can play Uro to stay alive. Huh. It's probably a good idea, huh? They hit a bolt, they kill us here. I could bolt their Wrenn and Six, ping their Liliana. That seems pretty good, huh? I don't know, maybe we're coming back here. Their Goyf is a 5/6, so it's pretty close to being big enough. Bolt would have killed Goyf, yeah, but I think I think knocking down their 2 planeswalkers there when they're on 4 mana was worth doing. Wow. Oh. Man, this league has been brutal. Such a heartbreaker. That's a one of in almost all the gen lists. Like, that's brutal. Okay, so we're about to bring in Klothys. Klothys is great. Feel some are good. Blood Moon, probably not worth it. Aether Gust probably is worth it. Maybe 1 Ashiok. Probably cut 1 Scions. Maybe the trackers? Trackers are just so likely to die to everything. What is quote 11? I think I missed that one getting added. Maybe against Jund, I'm supposed to not play the Cryptic Commands. That seems like that could be right. Maybe one Charm, 1 Command, I guess. That makes sense. I wish we had something better than Shriekhorn to play. Yeah, that was that was the deck. All right, really hoping no turn 1 Thoughtseize. They might respect the Veil. I know there's apparently militant, and I say militant loosely. There are factions within the Dredge community that have differing opinions on Shriekhorn, even though it became the standardized build. They were playing Shriekhorn even before Faithless Looting got banned, though, were they not? Basically, they've substituted Merchant of the Veil for Faithless Looting now. But I know there was an era where they weren't playing Shriekhorn, and then they became the Shriekhorny ones. The Matter Reshaper for Dredge. I think we now have to identify the Matter Reshaper in every archetype. So like, if I remember correctly, did they just Roy me on their Thoughtseize or their Inquisition? They go main phase 2, Inquisition you anyway. You don't have the Veil, and then I go, yeah, I don't. It's Glistener Elf that's the Matter Reshaper of Infect, right? Yes, Antis 94. We are playing some temur. I think I called it Royal midrange, something like that. So getting the Steam Vents here because I want to play Wrenn and Six. Can't do that unless I do that. Really wish that I could also have the Breeding Pool here because I will not be able to play up to active Mystic Sanctuary with this run. Glistener Elf is the Matter Reshaper of Infect, but that's like one of my, or not one of my, but like that is definitely a joke formula that I really appreciate. Is blank is the blank of blank. Do you play Delver also? Not in this deck, and I haven't played Delver yet in Modern. I know Aspiring Spike has a Delver list. I think it's an Is It Delver list, but the last time he played it, he got beat up bad. I am more of a Wrenn and Six fan than a Delver fan. Too powerful for Legacy, baby. Man, they're really tanking on this Astrolabe. Oh. Veil of Summer. It's not a Veil of Summer. So I could... Oh, shoot. I wanted a snow-covered island there. That's a reasonable size mistake. We'll still be able to cast Archmage's Charm next turn. We just won't be able to start Mystic Sanctuary. I meant to get snow-covered island. I had a... Ooh, they scooped? I have no idea what that was about, but all right. Give me 2 seconds and we'll be getting into game 3. Well, we actually won a game. Wait. Can I keep this hand? It does play Ice-Fang Coatls, but not even close to having Death Touch. I don't think we can keep this hand. I want to, because we're against Jund. Seems like it would be reasonable to be this slow. But if they do anything like Pillage or Blood Moon, we're just toast. Or Fulminator Mage. And a mulligan it. This is better, but not much. I think I'm bottoming Skred here, because Bolt can at least target a Planeswalker. This is so bad. Man, this league has been brutal. Brutal. Just not much working out on our side. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've made some wonderful misplays. But when you have hands like this, it's tough. Yep. This game we have the Veil of Summer, but of course... If they take the Aether Gust, they take the one piece of interaction I can actually play. They take the Klothys, yeah. they take the card that they like really are going to have a tough time beating. Okay, so am I supposed to cycle this Lonely Sandbar to try to get more colors? Yeah, I think we're just screwed in this one, but it's a really bad hand of 6. I guess I should have gone to the 5 because we do have cards like Veil of Summer, but it's just like the 7 was so bad and just making bad decisions here. Oh yeah, sure. You go ahead and get your engine going. I mean, we will be able to like draw step Aether Gust them to stop them from using Wrenn and Six next turn. I could gust them in response to their fetch next turn. Which is probably the right thing to do. Then hopefully we draw green first. Yeah, of course there would be a Scooz. So they're not going to have to fetch now, of course. Because why would they have to fetch? And they know I have the Aether Gust, so I wonder if they choose not to fetch at end of turn. This is a very unsatisfying match of Magic the Gathering because my opponent and I played one game, and then the other two seemed like they were largely non-games, which is a damn shame because this could have been a really neat matchup, but oh yeah. Yeah, I'm out of here. I don't feel like playing anymore. So 0-3, woof. I don't think this deck is that bad. I think we're just having a rough time. The second match, the Temur Urza deck definitely got the drop on us with the Grinding Breach combo. And then, oh, thank you, Antis94 for the follow. I didn't catch that. Bamzing was the first one. I don't remember that matchup. This was Temur Urza, Jund. I know. Yeah. Jund Shadow is coming up next once we're done with this deck, which could be after the next match because I don't think I'm sticking into 0-5 with this pile. This was the version of this deck that I was less excited to play. I will show you the version that I was more excited to play for tomorrow, but I didn't necessarily want to sign up for it today. Very similar version, but it's playing the full 4 Cryptics. It's playing Brazen Barber. It's playing Uro. It's just a lot more blue and no Bloodbraid Elf playing Thought Scour. So it's more up my alley. The Tarmogoyf Blue Jund. It's not working so good for me. Although this is one of the best hands we've seen yet, so maybe it's good. Play Wrenn and Six into Jund Shadow. No. The Jund Shadow list is on my Stream Decker. I think. Oh, are any of these on my Stream Decker? I did do it, right? Okay, this one I did, and it's my deck. It is on Stream Decker? Okay, good. Yeah, so this is the Jund Shadow list we're going to be playing next match, or next league. It's from the same Super Qualifier. Pretty interested in playing a Jund Shadow list that is not playing Gore Clan Rampager. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Jund Shadow as an archetype is very aggressive, I believe. I think when you think of different color combinations and some of the card choices that end up happening when you choose those color combinations, there are certain strategies that are much more worthwhile to play or not play. Oh, good. We're playing against Burn. Well, that's peachy keen. For anyone who's new here, I have an atrocious track record against Burn, and we're going to be discarding at end step. Luckily, we have multiple Blood Moons. There's also a mid-range version with Wrenn and Six and Traverse. That sounds very interesting. Mid-range Jund Shadow with Wrenn and Six. Wrenn and Six seems so counterintuitive to what Jund Shadow wants to be, because I feel like Jund Shadow is in the colors where you just get to go nuts and really kill people fast. Wrenn and Six on top. So I've got this Tarmogoyf for turn 2. And their creatures all have enough toughness they're not going to care. So I'm going to fire off this fetch. Don't have any red mana right now, so I'm going to get the red, and then we're going to play the Snow-Covered Forest next turn, and we're going to have a fairly chonky Goyf. My Goyf will survive a bolt, which is kind of the most important thing. Like that one right there. The Royal Scions is not going to be great here. None of our 3-drops are good right now. All right, let's see if they bolt my Goyf. Don't do it. Don't do it. Maybe do it. Don't do it. Maybe do it. Okay, the question is, if I have 2 cards in my hand that aren't going to affect the board here against Burn, and they are Royal Scions and Blood Moon. Okay, they are bolting me. Good for them. Which of those do I play? The Blood Moon could cut them off of Boros Charms in their hand. They could get clunked up on multiple of those even. Royal Scions gives me a single Rummage. Or Loot. Actually, it does give me a Loot. Skewer. Sure. So if they swing with both this turn, I get to eat their Goblin Guide. If they have a Bolt, they could put me to 1, but they can't kill me. I don't know if I'm supposed to, I think I'm supposed to block the Goblin Guide here, but if they got Boros Charm, they just kill me. But blocking the Swiftspear has like no upside. We're mostly just dead, but if... Okay, Helix. This is going to put me to 1? Yeah. So blocking the Swiftspear would have been way worse here. And we do have the Goyf for next turn. Obviously I can't play, or I can't use my fetch lands anymore. I think the only chance in this matchup is just to cast the Blood Moon right now and pray that they clunk up. But Royal Scions pitches the Blood Moon for a possibly better card. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to die before we get anywhere with that. Like, the question was with these 2 things that don't really affect the board. Like, Blood Moon kind of did more things for me right here. Like, we just made it through that turn. And it's very possible it was thanks to Blood Moon. Okay. So I can play Bloodbraid here, which could flip me into an Uro. I am playing Uro, right? I've seen one before in this deck. Yeah, there's 3. Cool. I think just play Bloodbraid. I mean, we got a crazy clock now. It was before I went to 1. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the life total does change it a bit, but like, I think it was pretty much going to be better. So we have lethal next turn. So if we fade a single draw here, we win, which is unlikely. But my line also put us dead to a haste creature. Yeah, we're just dead. Very close though. Very close there. We ran Klothys. Klothys is great. I think we might have room for Weather the Storm. It's not as good against traditional burn as it is against the Prowess deck, but I think we want to hear. I'm pretty sure Blood Moon out is correct. And then probably the Cryptics. They're much better against... well, maybe they're better than that. At least 1/1. And then I think I want Anger too. Go down 1, Royal Scions. Another Archmage Charm, maybe. Maybe one of the trackers. Would I like to play first? Yes, please. This is a pretty good hand against burn. So we're probably going turn 1, Breeding Pool. But I don't think we're playing Wrenn and Six on turn 2. Wrenn and Six is really not that good against burn in the early game. I think Wrenn and Six might come down on turn 3. Get Breeding Pool, go tapped. Or sorry, go Breeding Pool, tapped, and then maybe Snow-Covered Island, play the Ice-Fang. Cryptic Command on top. I do not want to draw that. Which works well with my plan anyway. Start with fetch, yeah. But I think... Bolt is for Eidolon. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the way our mana is working out this game has not been so great. If we had the Astrolabe, it would have been pretty good, but might be. No, I don't think we have to jump block with Ice-Fang on this. Bloodbraid on top. Probably want that. Doesn't really matter if I want it or not. Boros charm me. Yeah. Alright. Let's hoping we can peel a couple good ones, because otherwise our career is just over here. It's not great. So do I shock myself this turn? But even if I do that, I don't think I play Wrenn and Six. Why keep Cryptic over Charm? Oh, in the overall construction, just because Cryptic is super powerful if you get to it, like with Mystic Sanctuary. I don't even know if we were supposed to keep any number of either of those cards. Yeah, this is a tough one. If I want to be able to interact with this Goblin Guide, I have to shock myself. So the Goblin Guide has essentially done 6 damage to me because I didn't bolt it early. Probably just should have played the Steam Vents on turn 1 rather than unload the fetch. But I was saving the bolts for the Eidolon that never came, and this Ice-Fang's not going to be able to have Death Touch here. Yeah, I don't know. This whole game has been just a touch awkward. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely true. We can steal their guide during combat, which is a pretty good line. Yeah. Then we get to reset the Archmage Charm next turn. We can actually reset the Archmage Charm and then cast Bloodbraid Elf and cascade into it. So this is a pretty good setup we have now, because we've got Archmage's Charm into Cryptic Command with Reset Charm in the middle. Bolt on top. Okay, I think we're taking the guide. And then we could die here to just triple bolt. Or Boros Charm plus bolt is pretty bad. Suspend Rift Bolt. Sure. So playing Bloodbraid here is not great. I think we have to hold on to the Cryptic. I think we have to eat the Rift Bolt. And I don't think I can attack in against the burn deck. They have the ability to draw lands that draw them lands. So, I mean, this basically telegraphs that we're dead. But we have good blockers. Pretty sure I'm just supposed to counter this one and draw a card, because I know the top card of my library is the Archmage's Charm, but I want the one under it, which might be something like Weather the Storm. So I'm going to do that, and I think we might just be dead. Just didn't draw the right kind of interaction. This whole league has felt like we always just draw nothing but the wrong half of our deck. I mean, that's good for us to see. Spike me, sure. Are they just styling on us? Yeah. They're just showing that they had an extra card that they didn't even need. So they had close to the triple bolt when I called it. Okay, we're 0-4. I think I'm done with this one. So, Rug Royal Midrange. I have not played a deck that has had this spectacular of a meltdown in a league before. We did hit some weird stuff. We hit my Eternal Nemesis that is Burn. But I don't think this deck is necessarily as bad as that league looked. But I do think that it's not quite what I want to be playing in Modern. The combination of Bloodbraid Elf plus blue spells, I don't know about that. And Royal Scions doesn't affect the board. Uro doesn't affect the board the turn you play him. So there's just a lot of stuff here where you can draw very awkward hands that don't actually play anything particularly powerful or interactive. Versus the 4-color Snowberg or Iceberg list, which is much more like this is Counterspell Terminate, this is Vindicate. I mean, they get a land afterwards, but like, and then you've got Force of Negation to sort of pick up tempo when you have to tap down. You've got Wrath of God in the main deck. So this is way more up my alley in terms of playing something that is this clunky and fair. We are going to hop over to Jund Shadow in ASAP as quickly as I can get switched over to that one. If you're watching this one on YouTube, I post my failures as well as my success. I am nothing special in terms of Magic players, but I hope you can find a special place hanging out here with us and checking out my YouTube stuff. So stick around for a few more minutes if you're live, and if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for checking this out. Stream Decker is set up to Jund Shadow.